All right, looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Happy Wellness Wednesday. Super excited to talk to you guys today and bring you our featured practitioner of the week. For those of you who don't know, I am Brittany Prince. I own Fresh and Fit Nutrition. I am a holistic nutritionist. And today I have with me a very special guest, Miss Megan. And we are going to talk about fulvic minerals. Hi, Megan. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, thank you for having me here. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about. It's something that changed my world. So I know at least one person watching today is meant to be here, and this is going to change your world too. So very, very excited.
Awesome. I love it. If you guys are here live, say hello, drop us a hashtag live, let us know you're here. And as we go through this, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to pop them in the chat. And that way Megan can answer them as we go. And if you're watching the replay, drop us a hashtag replay as well. And same thing, we'll come back and we will answer any questions. So to get started, Megan, tell us a little bit about your holistic health journey and how did you get to where you are now and understand and know all these benefits of the fulvic minerals and everything?
Sure. Yeah, it's been quite a long journey for me. My name is Megan Devi. I'm a holistic wellness enthusiast. I do energy healing as well, but my main passion over the past decade has been holistic living, non-toxic living, and healing myself. So that's how my journey started. I'll just give a bit of a background on me, kind of where I came from and how I got here. So I started in my 20s to not feel so well. Chronic fatigue would be the main thing I would have said. And I was in like the IT consulting world, traveling nonstop, very fast paced. And the way that I handled that lack of energy was Adderall and caffeine. And that's how I got through every day. That was the only way I could function with long hours and, debilitating symptoms that were coming and coming. So by the time that I kind of dropped out of that world and weaned off of those pharmaceuticals, my body was not doing well. I was not feeling well. I was, by that point, it was what they would call fibromyalgia, as many are familiar with, chronic fatigue, brain fog. I mean, I would be in bed for like 20 hours a day, just non-functioning. And again, I would have to kind of like dope up on caffeine to be like, feel like a normal human. So around that was like probably mid 20s. And so I spent many, many years trying everything holistic to heal myself. So, if you've heard about it or read about it online, I've probably done it. I could kind of go through a list of some things that I did. I did this celery juice religiously every morning for years, which I'm not knocking. I think it has benefits, but if you're looking for, a one and all kind of thing that's going to change your life, that, you might need to look elsewhere for some more solutions. Even went as far as to have all of the metal in my body removed. I had a root canal tooth that I had removed. I think a lot of people have watched that documentary about how root canals can actually be at the root of disease. So I was really addressing everything from the inside out. I did 30 days of juice fasting, which that can make you feel good temporarily, but it also can have long-term side effects. You can mess with your metabolism. I think someone recently, I think it was you, Brittany, posted in the group about fasting and why that might not be the best solution at all times. So, I did that. I did a lot of different extreme detoxes that were very involved with enemas and supplements. I went through so much. And honestly, if I did everything gluten-free, yoga every day, if I did everything completely perfect, I would maybe feel like 10% better in my body. And then I would have a flare up out of nowhere and I would be in bed for days, exhausted. At that point, I started to have a lot more chronic pain as well. So it's kind of like a lot of people have different feelings about what fibromyalgia actually is. For me, I know that one of the things is a toxin overload as well. And it's kind of like you have this cup, it's doing well, and it's at maintenance mode, but as soon as the toxins start to overflow, like all of the symptoms and everything kind of can just get worse and worse. It's like when it rains, it pours. And so that's how I was feeling. So that's my history of trying lots of different things, seeing what works, learning about holistic health, learning, what does work along the way, being able to suggest things for others, but still never quite finding that thing for me until I found fulvic minerals and became obsessed. So I will be educating on those a bit later, but I'll give you a chance to chime in too, Brittany, if you want.
I'm just super excited to have you here. And that's like how we connected was the fulvic minerals. I, with my previous, supplement experience, had tried some, more popular brands, and you were like, oh my gosh, you've got to check this out. And I did, and I love them, and I take them daily. And they just are so amazing for overall health. And we get so many questions in the group too, like what's the best ways to detox? And people want, a lot of times they want these like quick fixes, or and it's really like we need to support our body's natural detox processes first and foremost. Yes, some people are very toxic and they do need kind of like a cleanse or something like that, but if you're just looking for overall support on a daily basis to like just give your body good nutrition, like these fulvic minerals are amazing and I love them. And thank you so much for sharing your story too.
Yeah, so that's just my background. So how we even started with where the fulvic started.
I'm so excited to get into everything.
Yeah, so those are just a few of the things, of many that I tried. So I like kind of giving that recap because I think that a lot of people out there can relate of trying so much to just feel better in their body, to just feel like a normal human in their body. I think a lot of us are just chronically burnt out, exhausted, and it can be from a number of things. A lot of times it's just called fibromyalgia. Another thing I didn't discuss is that I was living in black mold for a few years, which I didn't realize. I suspected, but a lot of people that aren't sensitive to mold, they don't understand that, and they'll kind of tell you it's all in your head. And then indeed, as I was moving out and cleaning out a closet, it was full of black mold. It was the closet I slept next to for years, and it sort of put a lot of things together for me about like why I was feeling worse and worse over time. So if you suspect you might have mold sensitivities, maybe you visited someone's house or a hotel room that smelled mildewy and you didn't feel well for a couple of weeks, it's, chances are that you are sensitive as well, which we'll talk about why fulvic helps with that also. So I just got to pop up there.
Yeah, mold is crazy, like the symptoms that it gives people. And there's a lot of people walking around with mold in their guts. And really like affecting them on, and they're doing all these things, right? And they can't figure it out. They can't figure out. So I totally resonate with what you're saying about so many people are just walking around and they just don't feel good,
and they're not sure of the source of it. And so it could be that as well. So actually, the next place I moved to still had mold, but not as bad. But so this is what I found my missing link. I was in a Facebook group reading all these testimonials about this mysterious, let's see if I could get it on camera here, black powder called Fulvic. Ooh, just kind of spilled some powder there. We'll do a little demo in water in a bit. You'll get to see what it looks like when you put it in water. And I just had this strong call to try it. Now, I had tried Shilajit before and a couple off brands that included Fulvic in them, but nothing did it for me. So I can definitely say affirmatively that brand does matter. And I'll talk a little bit about the difference between Shilajit and plant-based Fulvic as well when I get into the education part of it. But anyway, long story short, I asked for this for a birthday present. So you're in your 30s when you ask for supplements for your birthday. And I can say within weeks of being on Fulvic, I was like a completely new human. It was like the spark plugs in my body were reconnected. I had energy, like natural energy again. I didn't need caffeine for. My mental clarity was back. The pains, all of the tightness was starting to be relieved day by day. So less inflammation, no brain fog. I noticed also over the weeks, more and more benefits. So I noticed that this was helping to balance my hormones. I didn't have the mood swings I would usually get right around that time of the month. I started to lose weight and I naturally had less cravings for sugar or junk food because I was now being fueled on a cellular level, which we'll talk about in a little bit as well. My hair and my nails grew long and stronger. And I noticed improved gut health, which I didn't even know was going to be a side effect of Fulvic as well. So that's when I became a fanatic about Fulvic and began educating on it. And so now here I am about a year later, still just shouting it from the rooftops because a lot of people have never heard of Fulvic minerals or what it is or why it's important. So that's just a little bit of the background. And then I can go into education in a bit too, if you're ready, or if you have any questions.
Yeah, I have one question for you. Okay, yes. So there's a little bit of confusion. So when I read on here, it's got the fulvic minerals. So what is the difference between fulvic and humic?
Yeah, that's a great question. So fulvic is actually a derivative of humic. And this does have humic in it, but the primary focus of this one is fulvic. So we'll talk a little bit about what fulvic is, where it comes from. Some companies pack a lot more humic in theirs, which we actually have come to find out is kind of like a filler. It comes more from ash. It's not as much of the like bioactive, good, like enzyme filled fulvic. So, and I'll do a whole post on that separately as well, because we can really get into a lot of science on that. But so this is a fulvic and humic, but it's primarily fulvic in here. Fulvic comes from humic. So a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people use the terms interchangeably as well. So
yeah, absolutely. I know there's like some confusion around there. So I look forward to seeing your post too, with a little bit of more explanation on that. But I'm going to let you take it away and just educate us, my dear, on everything. And then I also at the end want to touch on some other products that I'm using from you as well that I really, really love.
Awesome.
Have them here. So yeah, go for it. You can ask questions. If you have any questions, just let us know, pop them in the comments, and I will, when she's done, we can answer any of those.
Okay, great. So I'll just jump right into it. So I'll do a little demo here for you all to see what fulvic looks like. So you see my camera is on here. So as I showed you, it's a dark brown, kind of blackish powder here. And what you do, how you use it, is you're just going to sprinkle it right on top of your water. I like to do like a thin layer so it kind of comes out evenly. You'll see it kind of dancing out there, spreading itself out. And I just leave it for about a minute. It just mixes itself up. You don't really need to stir it. You can also add this to your tea or your coffee or your smoothies. If you do add it to water, it has a bit of like kind of a coffee aftertaste is how I would explain it, but everybody kind of has their own take on what they feel it is. So fulvic, what is it? Where does it come from? So first of all, this is just a quick disclaimer. This is not meant to treat, diagnose, or cure any diseases. And I have to say that due to the FDA for any natural supplements, but I am going to explain a lot of the science behind this and my own personal benefits today. So what is fulvic and how is it formed? So fulvic is actually from plant matter that is deep within the earth. And this fulvic particularly it's from plant matter that has decomposed over millions of years. So microbes decompose it over time. So it's kind of like the DNA of Mother Earth is kind of how I like to describe it. So again, that's all natural and there's nothing else added to it. It's just from plant matter broken down over millions of years. So you can feel good about putting something as natural as possible right into your body. And like I mentioned, a lot of people ask me about shilajit versus fulvic. Now, shilajit has been known in Ayurvedic medicine for a long time, and there has been a lot of studies done on shilajit. Shilajit is known for its fulvic content. Fulvic is what makes shilajit as powerful and as beneficial as it is. Now, when you get down to the nitty gritty, shilajit actually comes from rocks. So it's not as bioavailable as, say, a plant-based fulvic. Your body is designed to assimilate and take plants, not rocks. So another thing with shilajit, as well as many other brands of fulvic, are that they are, since they come from rock, they are, those companies use harsh chemicals to extract them, which is bad for the environment and also not great for you because those chemicals can end up in your final product. So the brand really does matter and the quality really does matter as you're looking into fulvic. So just a quick note, if you missed the beginning of our Facebook, go ahead and comment live if you're watching live and comment replay if you're watching replay, because I'm going to be reaching out to everybody after this with a gift card towards some free product as well. So just to thank you guys for joining and reach out to each one of you. So getting back to fulvic and how it comes from the earth. So why is fulvic important? So fulvic is, first of all, packed full of minerals, and that's just one of many things we'll talk about. So over the last 100 years, our soil has been depleted of about 85% of its nutrients and minerals. So how does that affect you? Well, even if you're eating super healthy, organic greens all day long, your body is not getting the minerals that it used to. So just as a quick example, in, I believe it was 1950, you would have one apple to get the same amount of iron that today you're going to have to eat over 30 apples to get. So one apple in 1950, over 30 apples today to get the same amount of iron that used to be in just one apple. So that just kind of gives you a little bit of understanding about the nutrient depletion that's happened over the years. Now that can be from many, many things such as monocropping, using pesticides, fertilizers, poor farming practices, and more. But the point is, we don't have healthy soil anymore, and it's affecting the food that we're eating as well. So a lot of people do believe that every disease can be traced back to a mineral deficiency. So when you start to add minerals back into your body, you're going to start to kind of, like I said, it's like the spark plugs are reconnecting, because the minerals are like the spark plugs of your body. Without minerals, vitamins don't even work. So now if you're taking a vitamin supplement, but you don't have the minerals in your body to assimilate it, those vitamins are just they're not even working. That's something that I didn't realize until just this past year. And it's amazing to me that people don't talk more about the importance of minerals. A lot of people know about sea moss, for example, for mineral content, which is a good one, but I would recommend fulvic because of all the other benefits you're going to be getting with it, in addition to the 70 trace minerals. Another thing, as Brittany did mention, is that fulvic is amazing to be a daily detox mechanism for you. So it's definitely great to cut down on, all those toxins that you're taking in through everything in our, in our world today. It's in our makeup, it's in our cooking pans, it's in the Glade. I'm just in a temporary place right now, and I got in, they had Glade plugins in every room, and I was like, take those out, so it's just like, no matter how good and healthy we think we're being, it's just, we're exposed to toxins everywhere in our world. So you can try to minimize them, and that's great, and you should be, but you also want to be pulling them out. So fulvic actually binds to up to 60 times its molecular weight in toxins and pulls them out of your body. So it's great because it's putting minerals in your body, but it's taking the toxins out. And so when I say toxins, that can mean so many things. That can be, for example, I mentioned I had mold exposure and tried a lot of things to address that when I got out of the mold. And it wasn't until the fulvic that I started to see benefits of this is now connecting to the mycotoxins and pulling those out as well. So it can be pesticides. Glyphosate is a big one that's in our food. A lot of people think they have a gluten sensitivity. A lot of people do. A lot of people also might just have a glyphosate sensitivity. I know Brittany talks about a lot of that as well. So fulvic is going to help pull out glyphosate as well. So basically anything that you can think of as a toxin in modern day, fulvic is going to help address that. And it does so gently. And so how do you use fulvic? So as you saw, we put it in our water or whatever we wanted to drink. I suggest taking this first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. You can also take it right around your other supplements, because another amazing thing about this is that fulvic also boosts the nutrient absorption of the other nutrients that you're taking. So in the same way that it binds to up to 60 times its weight of toxins to pull them out, fulvic also binds to nutrients and puts them right into your cells. So it's putting the good things you want right in, and it's pulling the things you don't want out. It's just amazing. And I can send you so much research and scientific, research about all of this, but it's mind blowing when you really get into the depths of what fulvic can do. So those are just kind of the main basics, and I'll go over a few more here. As I said, fulvic is also an anti-inflammatory. It has anti-inflammatory properties. It helps to fight free radicals in your body, and can also remove those chemicals that are kind of fueling the free radicals. Also, fulvic is nature's most powerful electrolyte, and it's full of antioxidants, higher than even acai and those other supplements you hear about, more than blueberries, all of that. It's full of prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids. As well, this fulvic is also special because it's full of enzymes that your body is going to need to actually assimilate the fulvic. And this is 100% water soluble, which a lot of other fulvics on the market are not. Another thing to note, as I said, is that other fulvics such as shilajit are often extracted using chemicals. And this one is extracted sustainably for the environment and only using water. So it takes a little bit longer to get ours, but it's done naturally so that your end product is going to be healthy and pure. And we do have a COA, which is a certificate of analysis on every batch. So you can go look at that yourself and know that there's no harmful pollutants or chemicals in your final product. So again, like I said, the quality really does matter. You get what you pay for with fulvic. I've tried other brands and just nothing has compared to this one. So I'll just go over a few more of the main benefits here. As I said, it also is going to help to balance your hormones. A lot of people report the mood swings in and out of their menstrual cycle. And this, for me personally, I noticed when I usually would get a little bit testy or more short than usual, I was suddenly just calm, cool, and collected. And that's something I noticed over time of the benefits. You really want to stick with it, over the weeks and the months. It's also known to be cell regenerating. So it's going to strengthen you at a cellular level. This is adaptogenic as well. So it's kind of going to go where it needs to help. Let's see. This also is going to increase your energy and reduce fatigue. As I said from my own personal experience, suddenly it was like spark plugs reconnecting. And so that's for a number of reasons. But long story short, Fulvic is going to help boost your energy levels starting at the mitochondrial level. So the mitochondria are found within the nervous system, the muscle tissue, your brain, your gut, your heart, and so many areas in your body. And mitochondria are also fueled using oxygen. So Fulvic increases the oxygen in your body too. So I think that for me personally, that's one of the reasons it was so beneficial, because I have kind of like a chronic mouth breather. I'm trying to heal that little problem I have there. And so I'm not getting as much oxygen as the average person. Fulvic was all of a sudden like the oxygen that I felt like, whoo. And you go work out after you have Fulvic and you'll notice that as well, which brings us to how Fulvic helps with muscle function, helps with muscle recovery after a workout, as well as your overall endurance and strength. And again, that is also because you're being fueled, your ATP is being fueled, your mitochondria and the oxygen in your body. Let's see, Fulvic also is known to help with cognitive function. Like I said, my mental clarity was back. There's also studies that have shown that this is promising with Alzheimer's disease and age-related cognitive diseases and how Fulvic can help. Fulvic also, like I said, it increases the nutrient and your supplement absorption. So in order for cells to effectively absorb nutrients, they also require electrolytes to help with the flow of ions. And so since fulvic acid is high in electrolytes, it's going to be helping you with all of that nutrient absorption. And then again, as I said, it also is very promising for your healthy gut and microbiome. So for me personally, I noticed that I became a lot more regular. Once I got on Fulvic, I was able to digest foods better. So this is promising with leaky gut. It's promising with SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And it's also promising for inflammatory bowel disease. So kind of wherever your lack of balance may be, Fulvic and bringing these minerals back is going to bring your body back to homeostasis and help repair it over time. So I have a friend that just reached out to me yesterday. Her name's Madison. I think I may have met her through this holistic wellness group, but just that's what I love about this group and this platform. And she is now a few weeks on Fulvic, and she's like, everybody needs to know about Fulvic. She said that her energy is better than ever. She works night shifts that she used to have to take caffeine for, and she's able to do these night shifts without even drinking caffeine anymore. You know, she gets back from work and she's able to do all these extra things and wants to do them. Like it gives you that spark back for a lot of us. And it might take a few weeks for you to start to feel those energy improvements, or you might be like others where you're starting to feel it right away. But either way, stick with it and you're going to see too. Fulvic is also great for your skin. A lot of people don't realize not only do you drink it, but you can actually make a face mask with it and apply it right to your face. You can also make a mask and apply it over your lymph nodes or your armpits, and that's going to help to pull out toxins through your skin as well. For me, this stuff, I used to take giant baths in it, and you can take baths in it, but this Fulvic is it's such high quality, and I feel it when I drink it. It's such a great level that I feel like it's wasteful to take a giant bath in it, but that's just me. Some people still do. I love it so much that I'm like, it's like gold to me, like black gold. So let's see. I think those are the main benefits, and I won't talk your ear off too much, but if anybody is live now, comment health. Or I'll see who commented live or replay, and I'm going to get you a gift card towards one of our other free products if you do get with the Fulvic today. And I also have tons of scientific research on Fulvic that any of these little things I touched on, I probably have hundreds of pages of research to back it up. So without nerding out too much, that is Fulvic, in a nutshell. And I think, for me, it was my missing link to having my vitality and my life back. So like I said, I'm 35. I feel better than I did at 25 or 22 because I have natural energy now. And it's just something that not a lot of people know about. And I wish they did, because it changed my life, and it really could be that missing link for you too. That's going to make everything you're already doing good work better.
I love that. Like there are just so many benefits, and thank you for, touching on all of those, because you've been in the group for a while. You see the questions that are asked. people are suffering, people are sick, people are unhealthy, they don't feel good. And this can be something that can, benefit them greatly. I think it's just a great addition, like I have a very healthy diet, I work out, I'm active, but I can feel the difference in just my energy. I mix it in with my greens powder in the morning, and as well as these, which is like my second favorite product from you. So this is the trilogy from Megan. And so we have like the soul superfood and mind and body. And I really love that they're just like from plants. They're like from food, right? So my body, I can tell a huge difference in like the way that my body is absorbing them. I was having serious issues with supplements, and I worked in supplements for a long time, and they were like getting stuck in my throat and my chest. I was just taking so many, and no more of that. I rarely take an actual pill supplement anymore unless it's like a specific thing. Everything that I'm doing now is like all natural from actual foods. And I think that you can tell a really big difference. And I love like the beautiful colors. Like one of these is like green, right? So, it's like from all these green plants, and one of them's like the color of turmeric. So you're getting all those benefits. And then one's like beetroot. So like the other one's red, and you can just like really, you're getting the nutrients from actual food. And I think so many people are like, what can I supplement? What can I supplement? And we need to focus back on like real things that aren't like processed and like pressed, into pills, especially for gut health. And that's what I've noticed a lot with my clients is they do have a harder time taking pill supplements. When there's already digestive issues, it's really hard to like break those down, or liver issues too. You can't like absorb that stuff properly.
Yeah, I have a before and after in your Facebook group somewhere on my wall where it shows what I used to be taking before. It is just like a cabinet and a countertop full of pill bottles. And it went from that to like 3 small mason jars where I'm taking my Fulvic and I'm taking my superfoods. And like you said, these are whole food sourced, organic, pure superfoods. So, there's no additives or citric acid or natural flavoring or any like weird things that a lot of health companies like to slip into their products these days. It is just like straight from the farm, organic and pure. So that's the healing trilogy, as you mentioned. One of my favorites in that is the green one. As you said, it's known as Soul. Our company also has a 3-day liver detox, and we use that as one of the products in it, along with Fulvic. It's a great, intensive to kind of like reset everything. And I noticed with the Soul, the ingredients in it, I used to buy separately, in all the pill forms. So it's got the turmeric in it. It's got the spirulina, the chlorella, wheatgrass, all of that stuff I used to buy, and all these separate things to try to make my own concoctions. It's all right there in a nice little scoop. So I love that too. And then we also have a whole food sourced multivitamin powder. It tastes like chocolate from cacao, and it's great for your kids too. And that again is it's all natural foods in there. You can look at the ingredients and you can see what are the, what would be the red vegetables in there, what are the green vegetables, and it's just all together in one. So if you're live on this call and you've made a comment, I'm going to hook you up with a gift card towards a free Nourish or black seed oil along with the Fulvic if you get it. But also I'm just happy to answer questions and see, what other people might be going through and how this may help them as well.
Awesome. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. We do have a few people watching. A couple people are definitely interested and made some comments here. So Megan will definitely hook you up after this with that coupon. And just drop us any questions if you have them, we'll come back to. And then, so Megan, how do people, if they're like, all right, I want to know more about Fulvic, what do I do now? How do they get in touch with you? What's the best way? Where can they check out the products? And that's some of the information you're talking about.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and drop a link directly right in our live video. And then in the meantime, I will message anybody that comments here, whether it's a replay or a live. And my name is Megan Devi. I'm on Facebook. I'm in the group. You can also search in our holistic wellness group for the hashtag holistic health with Megan. And you're going to see tons of Fulvic education in there that I've already posted as well. So I'll go ahead and write up a little text here and drop it in the video so people can just kind of get in touch with me also.
Awesome. I'm telling you guys. Yeah. So Rolanda says she wants to learn more. All right, Rolanda, Megan will shoot you a message for sure. and get you some more information. I really enjoy these products. You know, and I had told you, I was like, oh, I was taking this other previous one before, and you know, I didn't notice the benefits anymore. I noticed some initial benefits. So I just quit, you know, I just quit taking it. Plus I was taking a million other things, and
Yeah.
you're like, you've got to try this. And you sent me a little sample, and I was like, all right, I'm in.
Yeah.
You know, and you really do think like when you see the price and the size, it is like you're like, whoa, but you only need just a tiny little bit. Like this has already lasted me what, almost 2 months.
Yeah, a
You know,
little goes a long way with it.
yeah,
It's
you
very,
just,
I should say that too. It's very highly concentrated. It's food grade. So a little bit goes a long way with this powder. You might find some junk that's actually fertilizer grade, not food grade, off Amazon. And but again, you'd be taking like 3 tablespoons of what you really only need, like 1/16 to 1/8 of a teaspoon with this one. So a little, like she said, it goes a long way.
yeah, I use about half of my little spoon a day.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more, but it lasts, you know, it definitely lasts a really long time. And same with these superfood powders. And I just mix everything together in the morning, and I have my tinctures, and boom, chug it down, and better than ever. No more trying to swallow a bunch of pills, and
Right.
you know, body properly detoxing. And I think it's really great. And I really appreciate you coming in here and sharing the benefits. And I look forward to seeing that post too on the differences between the fulvic and humic, because I think that gets confusing. I know that we talked about the brand that I had a lot of information on before, and they sell separate, right? So they have the humic, they sell the fulvic, and then they have like a blend. And I remember like the way they explained it, but it was confusing still. And I was like, okay, like what's the difference? So I'm excited to learn a little bit more about that. And if anybody else has any questions, Rolanda, she's going to reach out to you. And we got a couple other people on here. You'll just have to go through the chat, Megan, and message people. And we had a lot of people that are going to catch the replay as well. So I tagged everybody who was interested in the event.
Great.
So when they see this, you guys message Megan. We'll drop that info in the chat. And thank you so much. And I'm super excited that you're also here in Arizona. For anybody too, Megan was living in Florida, and her and her boyfriend recently lost everything due to the hurricane. And I told her that she should come out to Arizona, and she did. So
yeah, I figured, you know, some drier weather and some mountains, that might be where the next healing of my life is. And already I was telling Brittany before the call, it's just feels slower here. I can tell I'll be able to ground more. And even though this was a really traumatic forced reset to lose everything in a hurricane and come out here, I do think there's a bigger picture and a reason why I'm here now. So looking forward 100%. To the mountains.
I look forward to going hiking with you soon.
So
we'll finally make friends on Facebook, and then finally get to meet and be friends in real life too.
Right. Yeah, I love that. Looking forward to it.
Everyone. Oh, thanks, Chris. All right, everyone. We will chat soon.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. I'll message everybody on here in just a bit.
Thanks, Megan. Bye.
Bye.